All right, that's a very interesting but sad realization of what's happening, not just in Somalia, but different parts of the world. We do hope for the best here in our continent. Now, let's move over to the entertainment scene, where African cultures have long inspired the world through mediums such as film and music. But now, investors, international companies, and social media platforms are showing a huge appetite for the space, prompting growth in startup funding, investing in original content, and attracting global audiences.
Now, this development is indeed opening up new pathways for African creatives to share their work and manage their careers in ways that were previously unimaginable. But one may ask, is entertainment Africa's biggest export? Now, stick around and find out.
Our guest is Marcus Augustine, popularly known as Marcswag, party animal number one. He's a dancer, radio personality, and the founder of the Party Animals, a group that is redefining not just music but entertainment in its entirety. Good morning, Marcswags, and welcome to Breakfast Central. Can you please unmute your mic? We seem not to be hearing you.
Well, good morning. Thank you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can
Yes,
hear
we
you loud
can.
and clear. Thank you very much for joining us. We've seen African music dominate most recently on the international stage. For instance, on social media, international artists are seen dancing to our songs. How does this make you feel?
Man, it's a great feeling. It's about time. That's how I feel. It's about time because a lot of people have put in this work for African music, for Afrobeat music, for music out of Africa for years now. And it's just good to see that the work is finally starting to yield fruit. People are finally starting to recognize the power of that African rhythm. It's a global sound, and we're having a surge right now. What's happening to African music is what happened to reggae and dancehall music back in the early and mid 2000s. So it's a big expansion for Africa and African entertainment in general. So it's a great feeling.
All right, and there's so much, that the world learns and picks up from Africa. But would you say music is Africa's most cherished and biggest export? Coming off the heels, of course, of the likes of Angelique Kidjo, Black Coffee, and of course Burna Boy recently picking up Grammys amidst other African acts that have also been nominated and won before. Is music, seemingly the biggest thing that leaves our shores to other parts of the world?
Well, in 2022, I mean, you can rightly say that, because look at what's happening in the country. So many things are going wrong, but one thing that we keep getting right is music. We keep getting it right, and we've had people who have walked this path before us. We've tried artists who have tried to export African music, from the Fellas to the Kingston Days to the Matek Pasheks. They all traveled and toured the world with their music. But up until now, African music has become globally accepted. The bands, the Burna Boys, the Whiskey, are taking it to a whole new level. It's successful. We've seen international music companies, international social media companies coming to Africa just to tap into the resourcefulness and the wealth of African entertainment and African music. So I mean, if you look at everything that's happening right now, it might not be our biggest export, but it's our most successful export in 2022.
That's exciting. Now, speaking about most successful, we know that when it comes to music, music has its soul and has no barriers, regardless of what language or what the beat is. And we have seen our piano take over the airwaves across different countries and the social media space. What are your thoughts on that genre of music? And is this something that you would naturally tilt towards?
Man, it's rich. It's a rich genre. I'm happy for them. I'm happy that South African music has also got a space into all that's happening with African music right now because they deserve it. Amapiano is like a hybrid South African house music, and they put in so much work into that. In fact, that's expanded so much that even in Nigeria, like we have like at least 30% of the playlists is Amapiano, and we're now even moving into a new genre called Afro Piano, which is a fusion of Afrobeat and Amapiano. That's to say how widely accepted the Amapiano sound is. I mean, it's a great feeling. It's African music at the end, so it's ours. We claim it. We take it also. So put some Nigeria into it. It's a great genre.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about it on a personal level. I've known you for a bit, and I know that music and your love for music has been one of the reasons you, of course, got on radio and have also been able to create music yourself. Really, really good music,
Yeah.
I would say. Your intense following of music. How do you think this has equally impacted your creative life and also the group called the Party Animals?
Yeah, like music is my life actually. It's what I've been about. I feel like my life is documented sound, it's like the soundtrack. Like I have a soundtrack for every year or a soundtrack for every month. That's how intense I am in the space. And it has helped me to stay sane with all that's happening in Nigeria, all that's happening in the world. One thing that I keep 100% every single time is when it comes to the music. One thing that keeps me on equilibrium, keeps me on point. So I'm just happy I found it. I'm happy you found me too. And we're still trying to explore as much as we can and expand the genre and expand the sound that we're making out of here. It has moved me, to move my crew, the party animals. So when we come together, it's just to create maximum vibrations. And hope the people enjoy it as much as we enjoy it.
All right, you have done it already. Radio presenter, dancer, hype man, music, you're intensely pursuing and following music. What would you say is that driving force? And if you had to choose one thing out of all of them, if you had to be just one, which would you pick?
That's difficult. That's a difficult thing. Because I'm passionate about almost everything. But everything is still centered around music. Right? So I just try to be like, a light for the music industry in my region because it's a very easily sidelined region. So we're trying to create opportunities in different space. That's why we're on the media space, why we're going to the club space, the hype and all of that. So if I could choose one thing, it's going to be music. Because that's what keeps me going. The sound is a vibration. I can't stay away from that vibration. It's what keeps me going. But it's a difficult piece. It's a very difficult piece. And I'm very passionate about every single thing.
Okay, before we let you go, one more thing. In 30 seconds, I'm going to do a quick this or that with you. Are you ready?
Okay, let's
All
do
right.
this.
Headphones or speakers?
Speakers.
Ooh, when you're wearing headphones. Okay. Original or remix?
Original.
Okay. Digital or vinyl?
Vinyl.
Old
I never
school.
experienced it, so I like to see what that feels like. I was never in the vinyl.
Okay, two more, we're done. Pop or rock?
Oh,
Finally, DJ or band?
DJ now. Come on.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Thanks for having
Marcswag,
me.
good to see you once again. And of course, we hope that the music continues to grow and continues to expand and goes beyond, the shores of Africa, to as far as it can travel. Thanks for joining us this Friday morning. Have a really, really great weekend ahead.
You too.
All right. I'm really, really interested in hearing about. Some people might even feel bad and say, "Oh, is it just music Africans can do? Can they do all the things?" But it is one thing that I believe Africans were born with. A sound with a vibe, with a gyration, rhythm, and all of that. And so it is a part of our soul. As a people. And that's what makes it so easy for Africans to be able to create music. And I really want to see so much more growth and so much more expansion with regards to African music. I think we're doing exceptional.
I mean, there's nothing else to say. We're doing really great. Our music has been recognized beyond, the shores of our continent, outside the European world. We've seen first world countries jumping on our music. We're seeing a lot of people wanting to do collaborations with our artists, and I'm so proud of our artists that are winning, that have been recognized internationally and winning the Grammy. But I also look forward to us here in Africa having our own version of award ceremony that can match the Grammy. It's not just us looking forward to being approved or validated by the Grammys. Let's have ours that is for Africans, celebrates Africans in Africa. We look forward to having one, something that can be as big, if not bigger.